Hi everyone, welcome to my office. Some of you will know that at the Harwell Flea Market sale in March 2024, I bought two radios. I bought an old 1970s Roberts radio for 10 quid, and I bought the Grundig Satellit Transistor 6000, Satellit 208 apparently, as it's known. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but you probably know. I can look it up. I think it was about 100 quid. Was it 90 quid or something like that? And it works perfectly. In fact, I was using it listening to Radio New Zealand Pacific the other morning. And anyway, so the Harwell Flea Market occurred again this year, last week. And the guy that sold it me was there. Unfortunately, there wasn't much else there. So I sort of had a quick chat with him, and when he saw me, he said, I was hoping you were going to show up because I've got something for you. And he gave me this envelope. He said, it's stuff, including the operating instructions for your Grundig Satellit I sold you last year. So, which was great. Now, unfortunately, he didn't have any other radios for sale. So he didn't have any bargains for me this year. In fact, I bought a telescopic fiberglass pole from him for 10 quid, and that was that. But I was pleased that he gave me this information. I thought I'd share it with you. It's quite interesting, actually. So in that envelope, there was another envelope, and that's this. So my German is terrible. I did study at school, but basically, bevor Sie Ihr Gerät einschalten, Bedienungsanleitung basically means before you turn on your device, read the operating instructions. And this, at one point, was like a little envelope, and I'm assuming that this, which is the instruction booklet, was inside it. But so, bearing in mind that the date on the instruction booklet is 10/3/1969. So we're talking about over 50 years ago. I thought it was, I don't know why, maybe I'm just a radio geek, but I thought it would be immensely interesting to have a look at a radio instruction book from the 1960s. I've never seen one before, and now I had one. So that was the original envelope it came in. And then there's this little packet of plastic clips. There's even a transistor in there. I'm not sure why that's in there, or I'm sure that Grundig didn't supply the radio with one spare transistor. But these are a Scalenwriter, which are scale tabs. So these are little tabs that you can click onto the analog scale. What I'll do actually, this thing weighs an absolute ton, but you can see, if I show it you can see what I mean. So they're already on there. So they're obviously supplied, I'm assuming supplied with it. And you can actually attach these things so that you know, back in the 1960s, early 70s, you could remind yourself where a station of interest was. So how amazing is that? And amazing actually that he still got it, of course. What else? So also get stereo und UKW, which is FM, sender tabel, which is basically a transmitter table for VHF, FM, for German, for the German region. So here you go, starting at 87.6 megahertz and just goes all the way through to 102.6. 102.6 used to be a station called Fox FM in Oxford when I was a lad. So brilliant condition as well. I mean, how amazing is that? So that's stereo and FM transmitter list basically. So that's amazing. That's brilliant to have that as well. Right, what else have we got? Piece of paper with a circuit on it. As I said, my German is terrible. Cable switch. The switch must be on this cable section. Transistor power pack. Oh, okay. So this transistor power pack must only be connected to AC supplies of 110 or 100 or 220 volts, 50-60 hertz mains frequency. It delivers for operation on transistorized portables, 7.5 or 9 volt feed voltage. Okay, right. Okay, I mean, back in the 60s, I'm guessing you could probably still buy valve radios, well, you still can now, but you know what I mean. Maybe it required an additional piece of paper, I don't know, but transistor power pack, TN12A universal. So that's basically the circuit of the power supply. Mains power supply, brilliant, which I don't have. But still, nevertheless, great to have. And then there is a circuit diagram for the Satellit 208 Transistor 6000. The original circuit diagram, originally supplied by Grundig. How amazing is that? There's even a diagram of how all the sort of mechanics of the tuning scale mechanism works. Simply brilliant. And quite a detailed circuit, as you can see. I think it lists in the manual, there's like, I think it's 19 transistors, I'm not sure, but I'll double check that. But there you go. Circuit diagram. It's so big I can't really get it far enough away from the camera, but you get the idea. So how amazing is that as well? Yeah. And then the actual instruction booklet itself is really, really nice condition. Yeah, I think it's 1969. Grundig Satellit 208 Transistor 6000. And just the usual stuff, and it's amazing. Obviously, very little has changed really. It's in German and in English. Battery operation. Your portable receiver is designed to operate on 6 primary 1.5 cells. Ever-ready LPO2, Rayovac 3LP or equivalents. And it's even got a little diagram of the battery check condition control. Attention. Remove batteries from the set when they are exhausted or when the portable is not being used for long periods. How brilliant. Switching on and off, volume control, wave band selection, dial illumination. It's quite sort of aesthetically well put together, I would say. It's quite, it's sort of, in some ways, it feels sort of quite modern. The fact that I mean, not being funny, you buy a portable from Amazon or a new portable, you know, from eBay, depending on what region it's come from. I mean, the bloody instruction books are horrific. So this is brilliant. So there's a section on built-in aerials, the shortwave drum tuner. This is brilliant. I've got this actually. This came with it. A hint for our shortwave amateurs. The Grundig SSB kit, single sideband kit, is available for the reception of CW and SSB transmissions. I'm probably done. I have done a video on this using this thing, and that works actually really pretty well. It's just a pain. You've got to plug it in the back of the radio to use it, but a nice touch there and covered in the manual. Right. What else have we got? Yeah, the Scalen writer. These are the dial markers for station tracing, for marking stations. AM bandwidth, tone control, playback. Okay, you can connect your tape recorder or record player, and you can play tapes and records through it through the loudspeaker. How cool is that? Look at that. Grundig earphone with the sort of bit that clips around your ear. I thought that was like a modern invention. I never would have imagined that in the late 60s you could actually get something like that. Just goes to show either I'm completely out of touch, but yeah, I never realised that sort of device was available back in the 60s. Some information on mains operation. Some information on use in a car. In the rear of the set is a socket provided for the connection of a car antenna for the suppression of noise created by the distributor, spark plugs and generator. A noise suppressor must be installed, etc, etc. How cool is that? And then specification list. So battery operated, 6 primary 1.5 volt cells. Power current consumption at 7.5 volts approx, 25 milliamps without a signal. 19 transistors, 9 diodes, 6 stabilizers, whatever that's referring to. And then the frequency various band ranges. And then just a little bit on tone control speakers, output power, 2 watts, not bad. A bit twin extension telescopic aerial for VHF and shortwave. switchable, ferrite antenna for medium wave and long wave, switchable, and then what's available on sockets and what have you. So there you go. And then an advert for a reel-to-reel tape recorder on the back. Speech, music, sound effects. Wherever high quality recordings are made, a Grundig tape recorder is to be found. Grundig tape recorders are famous throughout the world, in Asia and Australia, as well as in America and Europe, for their performance and reliability. So there you go. How cool is that? So that is the Grundig Satellit 208 Transistor 6000 instruction manual from 1968, I think. Although there is a date of 69 on here, so whether that's a later edition or not. But how great is that for that guy that sold me the radio in the first place, for I think it was 90 quid. I mean, how amazing is that? And then literally, I mean, I didn't give it another thought, and then I turned up at the flea market exactly a year later, and he's got an envelope with all this stuff for me. So very grateful to him for thinking of me and bringing that over. I did say to him it's a bit of a shame that he didn't have any other receivers to offer, but you know, nevertheless, it's great to have the manual and these other bits of information. Like I said, I don't think I've ever seen a manual for a radio that old. I'm sure they're online, but I've never looked. And it's in such good condition. It's really amazing. So thanks to him very much. I think that's about it. Thanks for watching, and 73.